Hey there, Tom. How you doing?
Hey, Nathan. Good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Hello, everybody. WP Builds. Nathan Wrigley here. This is Tom Carless. Actually, I usually do this. This is what I normally do. I normally have us side by side. And I've now got a real problem trying to figure out in which direction you are. I've also got a problem because the sites over here are not muted. So I'm hearing myself like 5 seconds behind. Not very pleasant. This is Tom Carless over there. Tom and I are going to be talking today about something like totally exclusive. We don't do an exclusive normally, but we have like a little exclusive for the WP Builds group. I did mention that there's a bit of a deal, and it's good. It's a good deal. So stick around and see what's what. By the way, if you want to make comments, you need to be in the Facebook group, which is wpbuilds.com/Facebook, or you need to be on wpbuilds.com/live in order to make comments. So that's wpbuilds.com/Facebook. Go and look for the sort of the link, the live video. You'll see us talking. You probably are watching it there already. And if not that, then go to wpbuilds.com/live and you can make comments there. So this is Tom. Tom's from Canada. Actually, Tom's not from Canada. Tom's from Australia, but has decided to move to Canada. And we're going to be talking today about his brand new fabulous thing, which is this. Let me see if I can get it to go in the stream. 1 second. Where's it gone? There. Look at that. This is the A/B split test plugin. If I'm not very much mistaken. Is this new work? Is this you're building up on something you've done before?
Yeah. My dev agency, we've built a A/B split test plugin for Beaver Builder a little over a year ago now, probably a year or so ago. So it's been out there. People have been loving it and using it, but people wanted more. So we thought, nice. Let's ditch the Beaver Builder dependency and make it work on Elementor, Gutenberg blocks, Beaver Builder, shortcodes, anything.
Nice.
So now it works not anywhere, but almost anywhere that you'd actually want it to work.
Okay, that's perfect. So instead of it just being a Beaver Builder thing, it's now Elementor, Beaver Builder, and Gutenberg, and that's pretty much where everybody's at the moment, I think.
That's where everyone's going.
Yeah. Hughes, by the way, says, hi, guys. So hey, hi, Hughes. How you doing, mate? Okay, first of all, before we get stuck into this, do you just want to, I presume that anybody who's watching this has some knowledge of what an A/B test is, but let's assume for a minute that there are a couple of people who are not familiar with what that is. What is an A/B test? What are we actually? Yeah.
Well, an A/B test is basically a way to optimize your website so that your conversion rate goes up, whether that's a buy now button or a contact us or a schedule a meeting or anything like that. An A/B test is basically just a method that we use to determine with numbers what works best on a website. Did I ramble too much there? So
No.
we show two different variations of a website or of a page, and then we test to see which one converts the best.
Something's going. That's all right. Doesn't matter. Oh, is that Facebook? Yeah, that's okay. So we're looking. This is a plugin which enables you to pit two things against each other. So a visitor comes to your website and they see one of those two things. I suppose that's an important definition. You know, if you're a visitor, you don't see both of them. But in the back end, you've set up, let's say, two buttons, and you want to say, is the red one working better than the blue one, or is the orange one working better? Is it always just A, B, or can you do like A, B, C? Could you do like four buttons? Okay,
totally. So you can test as many variations as you want. You could try a red button with a black heading. You could change a button out with a picture. You could change anything you want, but you show different variations to different people, and you measure how effective it is at converting, whatever that is for your business, and that's it. It takes a minute to set up.
We've said that it does like buttons. Are you limited to buttons? I mean, is there a limitation on whatever you can do? You've obviously thrown it into page builders, and page builders, you know, they've got rows and columns and buttons and text and images and videos, the whole lot. Can it pit those against each other? Yes.
So you can test a Beaver Builder row against an Elementor button or a Gutenberg whatever paragraph. It's all interchangeable. If you can drop the page builder block of Gutenberg, Elementor, or Beaver Builder in, that can be tested on. So the advanced tab, you just click that and you can test.
No doubt we're going to be shown how to do that in just a moment. But so, the sky is the limit. If it exists on a page builder page, you can duplicate it, modify the duplicated one. Let's say that's probably the easiest way of thinking about it. And then pit them against each other and give it a bit of time and see which one converts better. Okay,
exactly.
Great. One of the questions that I had, apart from the fact that you've obviously building the A/B-ness, so you've got button A, button B, button C, whatever. How does it actually measure the winner? How does it know that, okay, somebody clicked over on that button, let's give that button a vote, somebody clicked the red one, give red a vote, somebody clicked blue, give blue a vote, and so on?
So it's quite similar to Google Analytics. It's a really lightweight little bit of JavaScript that sits in the background. It doesn't slow anything down. It just kind of watches. And when it shows you a variation, it logs that it's shown you the variation. It makes sure that you see the same variation the whole time for consistency. And then if you convert, obviously you don't always convert, sometimes you do. If you convert, it logs that as well.
Okay.
Then on the back end, we do a bunch of maths to figure out if we have enough information to declare a winner or not.
I don't need to get involved with the maths, though. It just does that for me, does it?
No,
It'll present me with a winner.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit of statistical analysis. Obviously, people aren't robots, so people do things differently. So you can't run a test for 3 seconds and have all the information. You got to let people do their thing. And then we use the statistics from there to make a little bell curve and decide which one's better. So you don't have to do any of that. It's boring, tedious maths. It just does it automatically for you constantly. It just checks every now and then. If the test is finished, you get a notification. If it's not done, it'll tell you where it's at.
Okay.
It's not done.
And will it, given the information, will it pick the winner and decide the winner and do that? So you could be completely hands off and say, okay, Mr. A/B split test plugin, you decide for me. And then when you've decided, just implement the decision as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a feature called autocomplete. So the test will run for as long as it has to. And when it has enough information, it'll just flick the switch. So everyone sees the better converting version. So the test won't run longer or shorter than it has to, which is good because you don't want to waste the traffic that you've got. So once you have enough information that, say, variation B is no good, variation B goes away, your site is more effective. So you can create a ton of tests all over your site and just leave them. And then you'll get an email when the site's finished, and your site will be better at converting. So you set up the test and you forget about it, truly.
Yep. I know that that little video that you're showing there, I've had a play with your demo site and made that video. So that might be a cool thing to look at. What do? We go to demo.absplittest.com and, well, actually, should we just let you do that? If you crack it open and show us how that all works. And you can show us how these are built, how these things are constructed. If anybody, when they're watching this, has any questions, then what I'll do is, if they're appropriate for the time, I'll throw them up right on the live version. If not, I'll just sort of wait. So Hughes, whilst you're still getting to that URL, Hughes says, does it run self-contained within WordPress?
Yes, good point. It's 100% in your WordPress. There's no external dashboards. You don't have to copy and paste a script from Google or anyone else. You install the plugin, and it hits, and it goes. It's ready to go.
So demo.absplittest.com, you click the create a demo site button, you're asked for an email, and this spins up a 3-day free trial where you can,
Exactly, yeah. So this just creates a site for you to play with.
My experience was it took about 20 seconds, 10 seconds to do this a little bit.
A minute. So it's spinning up a full WordPress install for you with A/B split tests, Gutenberg, and everything. And of course, it's not working.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I know that you've probably got another way of logging in elsewhere, haven't you? So let's just use that. These things, it's amazing how you do something live and the gremlins just come out and make things impossible. Who knows why that is?
But... email address, so I'll have to sort that out. But
I see. You would. Okay, fair enough. So this is going to work. You've just created some garbage email address and use that. So use your own email address. That took about 5 seconds. Then you're into this, and this enables you, by the looks of it, Elementor pages, blocks pages, and Gutenberg pages and Beaver Builder pages. And there's a settings for A/B split test. What's going on in there?
Yeah. So basically, we've built this to be extremely simple. A lot of people give you graphs and a bunch of information that you don't need at all. Really, you shouldn't even need to come to this after you've set it up once. But this is basically just an example of an A/B test results. So you'll see here we've got 2 variations that we were talking about with different conversion rates. You see this has had 17 visits and 7 conversions. The other version has had 17 visits and 1 conversion. So this is where the maths comes in. You know, a lot of the time you might think that that is the better version. You know, it's got a 41% conversion rate versus a 5% conversion rate. So you might think that that's the winning variation. But once you do the statistical analysis, which you don't have to do, it'll come up down here and give you a probability of the test winning, or the probability of having enough information for the test to be complete. And it's still too early here. So you'll see it's too early. So when the test has enough data, it'll tell you up the top who's the winning variation.
Okay, so just to be clear, the little green box is one thing on your website. So it could be a button, and the yellow box is another thing. So it could be a rival button. So in the example, it could be that the default there, the green box, is showing the red button, and the yellow is showing the blue button. But they could be anything. They could be Beaver Builder rows, Elementor rows, background images, videos, anything, right?
Yeah, theme, a header. You could do a whole sections.
Okay, so in some way then you need to couple up this demo test. You need to couple it up with the actual stuff on the page. And okay, let's get to that then. How does that work?
All right, so I'll use Gutenberg just because it's the default.
Okay.
It might be the winner. Check back in 10 years. But
yeah.
Go with Gutenberg for now. I'm a Beaver Builder man myself, but
okay.
All right. So yeah, this is a simple Gutenberg page. It doesn't look like anything amazing. And again, like I said, we've built it to just deeply integrate in there. So you almost feel like it's part of the core WordPress experience, I guess. So you'll see here, we've just created a button. Any old button will do. You can add anything at all. Once you've created it, you'll see it's under the Advanced tab in Elementor and Beaver Builder, or it's just down here in the block settings in Gutenberg. All you need to do is pick the tests that we were talking about before. So back here we where we had the green box and so this is a demo test there, right? Demo test that we created. So all we need to do in this button is I'll go to the A/B split test section and assign it to the demo test. That's it. And then give your variation name a default. Give your variation a name. So if you call it default, that's the one that'll show to everyone when you're not testing on them. But otherwise, everyone will be tested on. Okay,
so that's interesting. So if you use default and you somehow decide to switch off the campaign for a bit, or disable it in some way, you'll see the default one. That will be what presents. So
exactly, yeah. And you can target just a percentage of your traffic. So if you have a very high traffic website, you might only want to test on 10% of that site. The other 90% would see the default version.
Okay, great.
So
and the orange one, I presume, needs a different name.
So yeah, this is the alternate version of the button. It's a better, bolder button. So we would assume it would work better if all the teachings have told us. And it's the same thing. We've assigned it to the demo test, the same test, and we gave it a different variation name. It could be anything, as long as it's not the same as the other variations.
So in this case, like a sensible way of tracking it in your head might be to call one black button and the second one orange button, or default orange button.
Old. Yeah, you could, if you're just doing 2 versions, you can have old and new.
Right.
You know, anything at all like that. Yeah, so it's really meant to be very flexible, and basically you just tag the elements in the page builders that you want to test, and then everything else gets handled on the back end.
And is that now it? We're done with the setting up process. That's it.
Yeah. So that's it. We've created the test, and I know this one was already here. So if you want, we can just create a new one real quick.
Yeah.
New title, and it's the same thing. You go block settings, choose a test, give it a name, new title, and then we can. Just duplicating it is normally the easiest.
I feel like duplicating is the win here. It feels like that's the clever way of doing it. Set something up which you think looks exactly right, then click duplicate and just change one bit, just the button color or the background image or the something.
Exactly. The so then it's already assigned to the demo. So you've created the new variation. All you need to do is change the title to whatever you want. The
variation name has to be different, otherwise it's both. Like, is that how the system knows which one to give the vote to? It falls against that, right?
So it's all a tagging style thing. So it's not going to force you to do anything. It's just a tag. So you say this is the test, this is the variation, and then the test software just pulls that in. So whatever you set up in the page builder is what it'll work with.
Okay. Now, I guess the thing which it seems kind of counterintuitive at this point is it looks like there's 2 buttons on the page to me. In fact, it looks like there's 4 things on the page now, which you're getting rid of. So it looks like there's 2. So the best way to just examine if this is working, I suppose, is to incognito that particular page or something like that, is it?
That is correct. So let's just grab the panel link. Am I going to be able to...
No, you're probably not, are you?
Oh, actually, it's all good. So in the A/B test settings, you can choose to test on people that are logged in or logged out.
Oh, good. So you don't need to go incognito. That's nice.
And that's also good if you have members areas and things like that. You can choose to test only on subscribers or whatever. So smart us, we forgot that we did it, but we did. So we've set it up to test on everyone. So here you'll see that a better, bolder button is the variation that is seen.
And that's just totally random, is it? It's just it could be one or the other. And in this case, it's a 50-50 toss of a coin.
You might get the same variation shown for 30 people in a row. And that's just random chance. There's nothing on the back end tracking individual users. We wanted to make sure it was very sort of GDPR privacy friendly. There's no tracking of individual users. It sets a cookie saying this person, this test, and that's it. So
okay, so that's an important point. So now that you've seen the orange, so as to keep it consistent, you'll with that cookie in place, unless you restore you clean the browser of cookies, you're going to see the orange one over and over again, so that it looks the same.
So it's a consistent test. You don't want to be changing the variables in the middle of the test. So if you have a phone or something like that, you might get a different variation, but if you're on your computer or whatever, you'll get the same variation until the test is complete. Once the test is complete, if you've seen the losing variation, you'll start to see the new one. But that's an edge case. It doesn't really matter.
So, okay, so if you click on the button, we know that it's going to in some way register that as a win for the orange button. But how do we even make that happen? What's going on there?
So again, it's very similar to, not very similar to, it uses the page builder again. So in Gutenberg, in this situation, we have a conversion module. So at the top, you can just type in conversion, A/B test conversion, drag it on in, and here's what it looks like. When you're in the editor, it looks like something, so you know that there is a module there to load. But when you're actually on the page, you see nothing because
you don't want any.
So on this page, we'll trigger a conversion, and it's a conversion because we plopped in this conversion block.
And are there any settings in there at all, or is that simply a question of drop it in and that's it?
Yeah. So again, you've got to choose the test.
Yeah.
You could have 20 tests going on with different conversion pages all over the place. So you've obviously got to choose the test, so demo test. And then the conversion type is a bit of a power user setting. Most of the time, 90% of the time, in my agency, I think 4 or 5 times I have changed this. So most of the time, the page will trigger a conversion when the page loads. So a thank you page, a WooCommerce checkout page, a newsletter sign up thank you page, whatever, anything like that. When that page loads with this module, it will trigger the conversion and then start doing all the maths in the background.
Okay, so the process is 2-step. You go into Gutenberg, Elementor, Beaver Builder, which you said you're going to show us in a minute, and you drop in the A/B split test module, and you set it up so that this is A, this is B, this is C. Give it a variant name, and then you go somewhere else on your website, the conversion page, if you like, drop in the conversion module, show it, tell it, okay, we're using the demo test in this case, or however many tests you've set up, and that's it. And now you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it genuinely takes 60 seconds to create a test. I think the hardest part is coming up with the idea of what you want to test. But once you start thinking about it, it kind of all starts to flow, like maybe my buy now button is not very good. That's a test, what's the conversion for a buy now button? Has someone bought? So, the test is to change the button, and then the conversion is whether or not someone has bought. So that's sort of the extent of the thinking you need to do.
Yeah. What I'm really liking about this is the fact that you can just apply this to anything you've already built.
Yeah.
So if you've got a website built with Beaver Builder or Elementor, and you've just got this sneaking suspicion, maybe you've looked at a heat map or something, and you figure people seem to be hovering over here. I want them over here. What's different? You can just duplicate that part of your site, apply a split test in you say 60 seconds or so, and I'm sure that there's two things to do, and click save, and that's it. You're done. And then you can go back and look at the data if you like, or just assume that the plugin will figure it out for you and show the correct one. That's nice.
It's good.
Just a quick question over here, Hughes, if you don't mind, we'll sort of interrupt the flow for a minute. Hughes said, would this also work with things like different menus in the theme or menus created with Beaver Themer?
Yeah. So on one of my customer sites, I've got an agency as well. They tried, the big standard menu with About Us, Contact Us, Services, Solutions, like the big 5 thing. We just went into WordPress. We created a second menu with 3 variations. And that was it. We went into, dragged the original menu in, tag it as the variation, drag the second menu in underneath, tag it as the second variation, and that's it. So half the guests will see one menu, half your users will see the other menu.
Okay, so that's the real power behind the throne here. It's not just your little button or it's literally anything. So menus, headers, footers, whole entire rows.
Yes.
You could just completely swap out. If there's a way to access the advanced settings for that row or anything, you can assign it. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So really my example earlier about just duplicating what you've already got really stands. I think that seems like a really great way of going about it.
Yeah. And I mean, as an agency owner, I've got a lot of customers that they believe that the footer of the website should just have like a newsletter sign up box and, all this stuff that I, as a web guy, know isn't a good idea. But it's really hard to just say that or link that to a customer. So I don't bother now. I build it how they want it. I build it how I want it. Tag the test.
Nice. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Don't even tell them.
It takes a minute to do the test. You got to build the variation, so it takes a couple of minutes. You hit save. In a week, depending on how much traffic you get, you'll get an email saying this definitively with statistics is the better variation.
Nice.
Gets you more phone calls or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I just show that to my customers after a couple of weeks, and I say, we're going with my version because 10% better.
History shows that my one.
You don't need to send blog posts.
Yeah.
It just works.
That's cool. Max, hi Max. Max says Elementor 2 in production. Do you mean, Max, I wonder if you mean, is it in production or is it ready to go? And the truth is it's ready to go, right? Let's have a look at that, shall we?
That's a great segue.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, Max.
So yeah, same kind of thing. Jump into the Elementor builder. Do they call it a builder? What do they call it?
I don't know, but for the purposes of this, you've done the same thing, right? Just put 2 buttons on. But again, to emphasize the point, forgive me for emphasizing the point, because I think this is where it's most exciting. It could be anything on that page.
Anything. Yeah, we've got buttons, but it could be
the entire row, just a portion of text, a paragraph. Yeah. Anything. Right. Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, same thing. Elementor has the advanced tab, so we've tucked it away over there. Tag your test, give it a variation name, hit update.
Got it.
Same with the other version, advanced tab, different variation name. We've just tagged everything demo test just to make it easy for you guys to play with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So in the settings for the plugin, where it said default and new, there was that big green box and the big yellow box, and it said default and new. That if you were to update the name of it, it'll just automatically start to pull those in. So you could compete. You could put an Elementor row or an Elementor button against the Beaver. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but an Elementor button against the Beaver Builder button, right? You could do that. Yeah, interesting.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've had a blog post in Gutenberg and we had a sidebar, and then we wanted to try like a floating footer instead. And I'm a Beaver Builder guy, so I just used Thema to just slap in a floating footer really quickly. And then I tested the 2, you know. I didn't need to worry that it was different builders or different anything. It just worked. Yeah. It's weird how it just works. I think a lot of people don't think it's working because it's just
so super sublimely simple. Okay, so in Elementor, you go for advanced, and there it is right at the top. Maybe it'll be buried further down. Who knows? I don't know how that works.
Depends on your setting.
Okay, and then in Beaver Builder, same deal?
Same deal, yeah. And obviously the conversion.
Oh yeah, you got the convert. Let's just have a quick look at that for the sake of it. The Elementor conversion module, I presume, looks pretty darn similar. It's like a grayed out hashed box. Yeah,
it's a little dull. If you have a suggestion for what we should make this look like, because we're not sure. It looks like this right now, and no one sees it, so it's not high on our list. But exactly the same thing. Choose your test. Choose your convert on page load. Just
whilst you're there, it says on page load. What are the? Because it's a drop down. There must be other choices, right?
That's a good point. I got halfway through that and stopped. Yeah. So say your conversion is someone clicking a phone number, like a tel link on the website. That doesn't load a website, right? It doesn't load.
Of course. It doesn't go to a page. So your conversion module on a page won't work, right?
Yeah. Or maybe you want to send people out to an external website. Maybe you're an Amazon affiliate and you want to zip people out there, but you want to see what's working. Like I said, it's less common, but this is how you do it. Basically, you say convert on element click, and then you've got to use a CSS selector to say what element it is. So this is where it is a little bit more complicated. If you know HTML or anything like that, you can say A or button, or we could be more specific here if you want. I can put a button in wherever the button is, or we'll use something else. We'll use an image instead.
Okay.
All right, so that's our image. Do we have anything in it?
Will there be any images? Here's one. The logo.
Okay, so this image, all we would need to do is give it we're not in pro. We give it a class or an ID or something like that. And then all we need to do is to select that ID or class, if that makes sense. So you could be like, you know, class is called logo. So you just do .logo.
Got it.
If none of this makes sense to you, then you don't need to worry about it. If it does make sense to you, then I'm rambling. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
basically, when you click on the element, the conversion is triggered rather than loading a new page.
Got it. So rather than landing on a page on your website where that conversion module comes in, you just put in a class and it just knows you've clicked on that button with this class or that image with this class. Get a vote. Get a vote. Okay, got it. Okay,
and you can have it all on the same page. A lot of the time, you would have the 2 phone number buttons, just for example, on your website, and you'd have the conversion on that same page and on that page.
That's interesting. Yeah. So it's not like you're competing. Like stuff on the same page can be the A/B test.
Yeah,
that's
which is another popular one with sort of landing pages and things like that. A lot of people have multiple landing pages, but they just send them to the one thank you page. And if you want, you don't have to, but you can pull it out and make it all sort of single paged.
I got it. Yeah, that's great. And then maybe quickly have a look at the Beaver Builder way of doing things. Presumably it's very similar to the Elementor way.
Hopefully getting repetitive. Beaver Builder, fire it up.
Okay, 2 buttons.
You've got your button, the advanced tab. Get that out of the way. Down the bottom, A/B split test.
There it is. Same thing. Exact same thing. Two things to pick your test, give it a name, save.
Yeah. And the conversion, of course. Oh, hit the search box. And the conversion is, again, exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Choose your experiment. On page load or on click. Got it.
And the conversion module sort of disappears because it's not supposed to be seen.
Exactly. Yeah. You'll never see it. Even if you're not being tested on, if you're an admin or a super admin, if the page builder isn't open, you won't see it.
Okay. So that's interesting.
You'll see it.
Let's just have a look at this quick question from Max. Yeah, true. That would be likely Ajax reporting back to the service. It almost sounds like he's replying to somebody else's question. Don't know. Can you comment on that, Tom?
Yeah, like this is all Ajax based. So it does wait for a visitor, and when it shows that variation, it uses Ajax to message your website directly. Like we said, it doesn't go to any external servers or APIs. It goes straight back to your WordPress install where all the data is kept. So yeah, it uses Ajax to log the visits, and it uses Ajax to log the conversions.
Okay, great. Hughes, thank you. He says it all looks pretty cool. What's even cooler is this bit. I think let's go to this bit. Do you want to just go to the page where you've got the pricing table, and we'll have a quick look at that, and then we'll talk about what Tom's offering, because he's come today with a very nice offer. So we'll show you the pricing going forward. So this is brand new, never been sold before. You are literally the first people who've come in contact with this. So do you want me to talk through the pricing, or are you happy to do the pricing?
Yeah.
I'll do it. Okay. So as you can see on the screen, let me just get us out of the picture for a moment. Let's just put that there. Yeah. You've got the option to buy a year of each of these, annual license, $97 if you want to test this on one site. Actually, I'm going to bring Tom back just to be clear on this. Yes. The number of sites is the crucial thing, right? It's got nothing to do with how many tests. You could run a 584 tests on that one site.
Everything is completely unlimited, except for the number of websites you use the plugin on. Okay, so you can do 1,000 tests on the $97 plan. It's still, you can have as many variations as you want. It's still auto-complete, so you can still set it and forget it. It's really just the number of websites that you're going to test on.
Okay. Don't go anywhere, though, because these are not the prices you're going to be paying today, which is quite nice. But so all I'm saying here really is what you get. So you've got the Pro plan, and basically all you need to know today is that's 5 sites. You've got the agency plan, which is 25 sites, and then you've got the unlimited plan, which for is in air quotes because it's 500 sites. Yeah, and honestly, if you've got more than 5 sites, seriously, you could be making quite a bit of money out of this. Because of course, that's something we haven't mentioned, right? This is a total service to sell to your clients, isn't it? You just mentioned how you just sort of did it in the background without charging them, but you could fully charge for this as a thing.
Conversion optimization.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Nathan said, it's just the number of sites that you can use the plugin on. If you do give us $700 a year, we'll probably get back to your tickets a little bit quicker, but that's
fair enough.
You get the same everything. You get the same support. You get the same guarantees. It just works. It'll just work.
Yeah. This is not, I mean, I've played with it. It totally works. It is the real thing. The only thing that I love doing this bit, the big reveal. Ta-da, look at that. So Tom has very kindly offered 40% off. And now it says there for this week only. That's me being an idiot. So it's 40% off. Let me just correct that because I don't know why I put in a week because that was something from a previous thing. Let me just show that again, see if that's better. Get 40% off using that code. So it's launch 2020, and it's actually only for 24 hours. So where I'm at in the UK, it's more or less 6 o'clock. So you get 40% off, but you only get it off the start of the Pro and the agency. So the $97, the $197 and the $397, you can knock 40% off. That the unlimited is staying at that price because for 500 sites. Okay, well, that's interesting. So let's just be clear. Let's just do that one at a time. So the starter has gone down from 97 for the year to 58.20 if you apply that coupon code at the checkout. The 5 sites has gone from 197 to 118.20, and the agency has gone down from 397 to 238, and 24 hours basically is what you've got. So there's the code again.
If you already have the Beaver Builder A/B test plugin of mine, that doesn't change. So you'll get everything new. You'll get all the Elementor Gutenberg support. Your pricing doesn't change. So you guys don't need to do anything. Just check for the update in your admin in a couple of days.
Good to know. Okay, so there we go. 40% off, absplittest.com. Use the coupon code launch2020. I think I've spelled the word launch right. And you got 24 hours if you want to implement that. So, the race has started. The other thing to say is because it's brand new, there's an affiliate system. And if you've watched this and you thought, actually, I know some people who may well benefit from this, and it's a total win. They're going to spend the same amount of money as you are, but you will get 20% off if you want to go to absplittest.com and sign up for their affiliate system, and then you can use your affiliate link to gain 20% of the sale, which is, like there's just totally no non-win there because they will pay the exact same as they would already be paying, but you'll get a few dollars in your back pocket. So let's just have a look. Couple of new comments. Let's go for. Sorry, I'm just going to do it in the order in which they arrived. Please pitch us if so again. I get the bigger scope, but on pricing, I don't know. What did I do? I did an if so video a little while ago. I wonder if that's what we're talking about. Max, reach out to me, wpbuilds.com/contact, because I'm not quite sure what you would like there. So sorry about that. Does the price resume? I'm guessing. Sorry, Hughes, you got some sort of graph, or is it a cube? I don't know. Yeah. Does the price resume to full price on renewal after a year? Tom, over to you.
I don't know. No, let's leave it.
Okay, there you go. That was nice. A totally instinctive decision, knee-jerk reaction to be nice. That's lovely. So Hughes, I think you've just saved yourself a ton of money each year. That was a good question though, and clearly needed answering. Are the reduced prices grandfathered? Exact same question.
Hang on,
Facebook user.
Yes.
There we go. Oh, and Hughes is explaining the clumsy use of the accent on his word. He's had a gin, which is really. So I do apologize, Facebook user. There's a little process that you got to go through on this thing because we use StreamYard. You have to click a link above the video, which goes to StreamYard in order to allow StreamYard to see what your profile image and name is and so on. Facebook have tightened all that up recently, so we don't know who you are, but nevertheless, nice. Thank you very much. So yeah, very quick recap because I don't want you to miss out on this because Tom's been so generous. There's the offer code again, absplittest.com, absplittest.com. Coupon code is launch 2020. It's for 24 hours. The clock's beginning to tick, I would imagine. And here's the pricing, the new pricing. The starter is going to cost you $58.20 if I've done my maths right, and that is in fact 40% off. The pro license, you're going to save quite a lot there, down to $118.20, and as Tom's just said, that's going to be what you pay from this moment on. And finally, agency down from just shy of 400 to just over 200, to 238. So a bit of a good deal. And launch code 2020. One more little comment. Peter, I wonder if that was Peter previously. Can the license? Oh yeah, good question. One that'll be asked, I'm sure. Can the license be taken? Is it portable? Can you take it from one site to another if you buy one site?
Absolutely, yeah. You can log out. You go to absplittest.com/account, and you just delete the domain of old domain, add the domain on new domain, and go from there.
Okay, so that can be done ad infinitum, can it? If you wish to do it that way. Okay.
Support obviously is only linked to the domain that's active. So if you're happy to bounce it around like that, then you can.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Max, he says he's German, and he's honestly, Max, you're doing a terrific job. If this were to be carried out in German, I would be utterly out at sea. So
mein Deutsch ist nicht gut.
Stop now. What does that mean?
My German is not good.
Oh, I see. Okay. But Max, thank you for making the effort. It's extraordinary that you've showed up, and you're trying to ask questions in a language that you don't feel comfortable with. Thank you. And where do we enter the coupon code? Oh, okay. So is there no little coupon code thing available as yet? Perhaps maybe that's not been.
Let me have a look.
Let's have a little look. Let's put it on the screen. In fact,
it's the back end, so I won't bring it up just in case it's got Stripe keys or something.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Give me 30 seconds on that one.
No, it's okay. Just click on the buy. Yeah, I mean, often there's a little "have you got a coupon code" thing, isn't there, in there somewhere? Hughes says better than drinking at 5 p.m. Better excuse than drinking at 5 p.m. That's right. But then again, Hughes, I happen to know that you're French and your English is impeccable. That is the one and only time, Hughes, that I'm going to be nice to you. So take it.
All right.
Any joy?
Here we go. That should do it.
Okay. So hopefully by ticking the magic box, you can now apply a coupon code. What I would say is, if for some goodness knows what reason it hasn't worked out for you, let me just create this little banner because it might be helpful to you. Whoops. Support at absplittest.com. There we go. You can always email support at absplittest.com to get some assistance. Man alive, the light is really coming in my room now. It's
I've just Halo again.
I know. Look at me. Look, I'm like basking in some sort of heavenly abode. That's hysterical. There we go. Any more comments? Yeah, just one more. That was it. Oh, okay. So apparently it's now working. Man, I'm going to have to go and shut that window. Hang on.
There it is.
Just can't. How's that? Is that better? Yeah. Back to normality. Yeah. Never shut out the light, but this day I have. Please. I think Tom would certainly appreciate it if you spread the word about this. Get on your Twitters, get on your Facebooks. 24 hours only. The clock is ticking. After that, the price is going to go back to normal, and you and your compadres will miss out. So get on it.
if you're an agency and you're not doing conversion optimization as an upsell to your customers, it's the easiest $200 a month you'll ever get. We create 1 or 2 tests on our customer sites, like you just saw. The tests run automatically. We get an email when they're done. We forward that email to our customer. It's $200 a month.
That's interesting. We didn't mention the emails, did we? So you just get an email at the end just to say it's all done. Here's the data. Go tell.
Variation 2 wins. We've implemented it for you if that's what you choose, and that's it. Yeah. So you can if you are an agency, you can sell it. Customers love it because every year or every month the conversion rate clicks up a little bit. So your website is better instead of worse. You sell more every month.
Oops, I get the product requirements for this discount are not met. Who knows? This is all a mystery, isn't it?
Thank you for telling us, though.
Take it all in good faith that this will be rectified, I guess, in the next few minutes. But what I would say is don't close that page. Keep it open. I'm sure that when this call is finished, Tom's going to squirrel around and make that coupon thing work. And have you found the box that you didn't tick by any chance?
You had to buy all 3 different types of licenses to qualify for the discount. So you should be able to do it.
So we're good. We're good to go.
We're going for a big upsell there.
Isn't it nice though that you know, on a live video, people are sort of troubleshooting it for you and helping you out to make sure it all works.
Integrated, so it's
Thank you, Tom, for that. We've got no more questions, so we'll probably just knock it on the head, as I like to say there. Absolutely. Really appreciate it. Last little time, head over to absplittest.com, use that coupon code. Hopefully, if all's working, you should be good to go. If not, there's the email address. Give them a support ticket. I'm sure they'll answer it. And get it in the next 24 hours. Nice one, Tom. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for the time.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I should have said that as well. Thanks for everybody who made the effort to show up. Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Thanks.